Hey shorties, last year I came across my friend Geneva's Instagram post where she was wearing a super cute two-piece set. It was very Comme des Garçons vibes, like deconstructed. I thought it was Jacquemus or honestly Mons, something designer for sure. And by her caption I realized it was something she made on her own. So today I'm gonna go to Goodwill and find a blazer to do this, and then I'm gonna get her to tell us how she did it. Let's go. I'm here at the promised land of thrifting, Goodwill. I am hoping to find the perfect blazer for this project, something that is long enough so that the skirt isn't super mini and that has a really timeless, well-made fabric. Hey Geneva, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for hopping on a call and letting me be a copycat.
Absolutely no worries.
I went to Goodwill and I got a men's oversized blazer, and I remember when I first hit you up, you mentioned something about how your skirt ended up being super short. So I think I got a longer one that it won't happen to, but we'll see.
Yeah, it was a little shorter than what I'm comfortable with. Let's dive right into it. So first you want to try on the blazer and in front of the mirror to figure out kind of how short you want it, and you'll want to mark it with any sort of pin you have.
Okay, cool. I think I'm going to go an inch longer for movement, and to be honest, also because I have pretty large boobies.
You're lucky, and that's perfect. So you'll just want to cut right across the waist for the blazer.
I'm going to play it safe and measure the length from the pin to the hem and use that length to draw a cutting line all around the blazer and then cut it. I just don't trust myself to cut a straight line through multiple layers of fabric like that.
Yeah, that's probably a lot smarter than what I did, so definitely good thinking. Okay, so depending on your preference, so a centimeter along the bottom of the now cropped blazer, or you can hem for a more polished look.
I'm not like super skilled sewer whatsoever. So I'm going to use this kind of gluing solution. It's called I don't even know what it's called, but it's like an anti-fraying type of liquid.
Yeah, that should absolutely work. Even hem tape is a good option, whatever is good for you. So now for the crop blazer, you'll want to take the skirt portion of this two-piece set from the remainder of the now crop blazer. First, pin the self-exterior fabric to the lining to make sure it doesn't shift around. So now, just like before, so 1 centimeter along the bottom of the now crop blazer, or finish the raw edge for that more polished look. Totally a personal preference.
Okay, so to avoid using the sewing machine, I'm going to use bias tape to finish off the raw edge and attach it using some extra strength iron-on adhesive. So the hem tape you were talking about.
Yeah, that's perfect. I added a little trim to the hem of the skirt, but it sounds like yours is going to be long enough.
I think it might be too long, so I'm just going to fold the top to eyeball how short I want it. I'm just marking it with pins. And then I'm going to use the shortest distance to draw a cutting line just to play it safe, and then cut all around it. This is where things will get interesting for me with this bias tape iron-on adhesive.
First, I'm going to use this anti-fraying liquid to ensure the bias tape doesn't come undone. I'm probably going to have to reposition the pins a million times just to get the right angle and then figure out the best technique to iron this on.
It's honestly all about trial and error. So whatever works for you, if it needs a lot of pins, then that's totally fine.
Okay, so this is tricky, but I'm pretty happy with it, actually. As long as you don't look at the inside or the gluing parts of it, it's good. I think it's good. It's good enough.
And next you'll want to try the wrap skirt and figure out where you want to, for it to sit and then pin it.
I actually like how yours is off to the side with what's technically a side pocket in the front.
I'm actually super happy with how it turned out, but it was totally by accident. So it's all about playing around with it until you kind of find what's right.
Yeah, I realized that in order for the fabric to hug my hips, the front of the skirt has to sit on a V shape instead of a straight line. But I'm okay with it. I like it.
Yeah, it gives it something a little different. It's going to be cute in the end. Now remove all the buttons carefully.
Okay, got it.
Amazing. Now try on the skirt again and mark where you want the fasteners to be placed and then sew them on.
Cool. I think in addition to the blazer buttons, I am going to have to do some hook and bars just to make sure that I'm not flashing the world when I wear this.
Smart thinking. I definitely probably should have done that, but I always wear spandex underneath my skirts just in case.
Honestly, I could totally see myself wearing this all the time, and even separately.
Yeah, you can definitely dress it up and dress it down.
As with most things in life, the first time you do them, there's always a ton of room for improvement. So here are some tips so that you can do better than I did. First, cut the lining shorter than the actual fabric. Another thing that's important to keep in mind is if your blazer has this opening in the back, to make sure you pin it so that when you try it on, it doesn't keep popping open. And don't forget to sew it or use the iron-on adhesive to make sure it doesn't open. It took me a little while to get the iron-on adhesive to melt in this part just because there are so many layers. But just be patient. Make sure that you're not burning it and you're just moving it around constantly. Make sure you're doing this on any flap pockets, especially if you're going to be sewing a button on it. Either way, I think it makes for a nicer look. So after a few different tries, I was finally able to figure out the best technique to attach the bias tape, and that is by putting the adhesive tape down, then putting the bias tape on top of it, folding it under like this, and then holding your finger and just iron it section by section. You can use a deodorant eraser to take off the chalk or even a dryer sheet. One thing that I am going to go back and do is attach a snap button right here. It'll just help keep everything in place. I realize this tutorial is far from perfect, but it's fun. And if you have any questions, you can always DM me at howto52.
Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much.
No worries. I'm glad that you like it.
Now just get ready to see this all over the gram.
Oh, believe me, I am so ready.
All right, everybody just has to make sure to tag you. So please remind us of your tag.
It's just my name, Geneva Cup.
He never does this.
Ever. Go over there.
I'm just gonna start.
All right.
Trying to film over here. LA.